Turning to a very serious topic. Eric Reid is still unsigned, San Francisco 49ers defensive back. Here's what he said in December. He predicted his own fate and future via Pro Football Talk. Teams might not sign me over the anthem protest, and I'm okay with that. I wouldn't use the word concern. I would say I understand that's a possibility, middle paragraph, and I'm completely fine with it. The things that I've done, I stand by, and I've done that for my own personal beliefs. Like I said, I'm fine with whatever outcome happens because of that, obviously, because he knows he's doing the right thing. And then he tweeted, I believe this was yesterday. The notion that I can be a great signing for your team for cheap, not because of my skill set, but because I protested systemic oppression, is ludicrous. If you think is, then your mindset is part of the problem too. One person responded with a GIF saying next, GMs after reading this tweet, next. And then he said, and this is really, really important. GMs aren't the holdup, broski. It's ownership. People who know football know who can play. People who know me know my character. A little bit of background, Pro Football Talk again, doing great work. The top 100 free agents, you know where he ranks? 56, more than worthy. Ahead of even Tyler Eifert, who has been a really good offensive player. So, Jay, we've talked about this a lot. All of us have talked about this a lot on this program. But now, once again, we are revealing the true colors of the NFL, where it's like, if you do anything to upset the older white fraternity of men that run the National Football League, you're simply going to be out of a job, and it's totally unfortunate.
Well, I mean, it's a bad sign because, I mean, obviously Colin Kaepernick is a bigger name than Eric Reid, right?
Eric Reid.
So Reid, I'm sorry, obviously. So the fact that he was ousted from the league all last season and wasn't signed and wasn't even considered until opposition from fan base allowed them to continue this blackballing. They feel now they're empowered to do it to even more to someone else like this, who was ranked number 56 of free agents.
Yes.
56.
And Colin Kaepernick is a starting quarterback. Even if you put him as a backup, that's an incredible backup.
Yes.
But the fact that they were able to get away with that because the fan base allows them to, now they're emboldened to do it more. So I think Reid's already sees how this can go, and he's like, well, it's probably going to happen that way just because if it happened to a guy like Kaepernick, it can definitely happen to me. Now, the response to his tweet by, I don't know who that guy was, if he's a fan or not.
Random.
This is the problem. The fan base allows ownerships to continue to act this way. The fan base of the NBA doesn't allow this.
Right.
Every February, the NBA has Black History Month T-shirts that the entire league wears. I don't care what your
Promos,
background
everything.
is. Yeah, and they do promos. They push how they're doing stuff in the community because their fan base, that's where their fan base is. They have to cater to who watches their sport. The NFL is doing the same thing. These owners are emboldened. They're like, well, we got a racist fan base, and we're not going to lose them. We're going to oust everyone who stands against racism and oppression.
Right.
That's our fan base. They feel they can do that. So it has to change with the people watching.
So it also falls on another owner who has been very, very vocal, and as we all know, that's been Bob McNair from the Houston Texans, who has said that he does not want anybody that is protesting to be on his team. Even though after the inmates running the prison narrative that he had in an owners meeting in New York, and that was this past season, it leaked out. Seth Wickersham had the report as well. When you see stuff like this, Robert, you're thinking, obviously something has to change, but when will it change? How will it change?
Well, I think it goes even deeper than just, okay, we're not gonna sign Eric Reid, or Colin Kaepernick. It's, we wanna show the other players, this is what will happen to you if you're marginal, not a star, you're solid. Solid players in the NFL get good contracts all the time. Basically speaking, a couple of years here, a year there. If you're a solid, you started 16 games, you will work and you're 26 years old, you will work in the NFL. But by doing things like this to someone like Eric Reid, what it does is it tells that 24, 25, 26, 27-year-old NFL guy that is maybe the backup safety, the third string running back.
Right.
He may have some really strong feelings about what's going on in society, but he can't take that risk. He's not making Kirk Cousins money. He's making, money that has to last him the rest of his life and is not guaranteed. So I don't know how it changes because they have plausible deniability. He doesn't fit. He's okay. He doesn't fit our team. All 32. He doesn't fit our scheme. You know, it doesn't. It's not him personally. It's not the protest. But then you see someone like Tom Savage find a job, and Chase Daniels find a job. They all of a sudden fit the scheme.
Nathan Peterman.
And they you know, it's frustrating. And you know, Eric Reid's been there from the start.
Yeah.
He was right there with first day that they said Colin Kaepernick said, you know, so I'm going to kneel instead of sit. It was Eric Reid right next to him, and I think he should be concerned. It's still early. Maybe someone changes, and I think that helps if he gets a good deal. But if he's not getting calls, his agent, the phone's not ringing. I really fear that that's their way they're going to try to choke this thing out by saying, hey, we're just, you know, you can't kneel if you don't have a job.
All right, so let me ask you a question. We were talking about the change a little bit. I don't remember who said it, but there was one player who basically stated, imagine if Tom Brady said something. It's an example. We all know he has a Make America Great Again hat in his locker that he displayed. Let's say it were another dominant white quarterback. Would that signal a change for anybody, or would there still be this systemic racism, not racism, the system that fails black athletes to stand up for the right thing?
No, because Aaron Rodgers spoke up and it didn't change anything. I think it's totally different to speak up and say, you know, so I agree with, not even agree, I understand what they're doing and everything. It's higher than the players. You know, until you have an owner come out and say, all the owners have come out and they just say, you know, we agree with Trump, the inmates. No owner, and the best that the owners have said is, you know, we respect their free speech. Not that we agree with what they're doing. You know, not that we want them. Even the guy from the Dolphins, the big thing with the Dolphins guy was not, he said, Stephen Ross. I was with them, I was trying to help them, but when he got a little tipsy, and they got him, you know, hey, tell us what you really feel. Well, you know, I don't really like it. I just was, you know, trying to help them. So, no, I don't think, you know, the problem with the NFL is, you talk about the NBA, it's only 12 players. It's easy to band together.
Totally.
NFL is 53 and they're all trying to survive on non-guaranteed contracts. So it's harder.
But then also, like, just something to keep in mind, like when Colin Kaepernick was the one that initiated this movement, and the viewership was being tested and fans were that season turning down more games than usual, it didn't change anything. Like, as individuals, maybe some of us decided we weren't gonna watch an NFL season, maybe 2 NFL seasons, but it wasn't a significant change to show owners that, oh, this is potentially something that we can be jeopardizing if we don't, you know, hear them out, or if we don't make some changes. There wasn't anything significant that happened. Therefore, somebody like Eric Reid, yeah, he should be a little worried and concerned and consider taking other actions or other plans and think about his future, because it doesn't look like it's gonna be with the NFL.
Totally. All right, let us know your thoughts. YouTube.com/TYT Sports. We appreciate it.